There's a video going around from I can't remember if it was the official Michigan State account or if there was like a reporter that got this yesterday, but there's a video clip of Tom Izzo and the entire Michigan State basketball team. They were hosting a youth camp, which is something I actually attended when I was little growing up in the Lansing area, and they do a great job with that stuff. I remember like Drew Neitzel was at mine, and that was like my hero growing up in the Lansing area. But anyways, in the middle of this, Tom Izzo starts giving a speech about his path and how he had to work his way up. Nothing was given to him. He was this short kid from the Upper Peninsula that just, I don't know, just wanted it and grinded it and waited and waited and waited until he finally was given or took things that allowed him to advance his career. And it was a very impressive speech trying to convince the youth of America, the youth of mid Michigan, that you should work hard for your dreams to accomplish them. Anyways, at the end of this speech, he turns to his team and kind of dramatically, Oprah Winfrey's a scholarship here. He just starts talking about one guy. He's like, we've got one guy who's been a walk on for us the last couple years that has been one of the best teammates we've ever had. He's a warrior in terms of practice effort, he's a warrior in the classroom. He has been such a great member of this program, and we're going to give him a scholarship today. And you hear the little gasp in the room, and you even see the Michigan State players kind of looking at each other like, oh God, oh, what is this? And then he announces Nick Sanders has been given a scholarship. Nick Sanders is the son of Barry Sanders, former Detroit Lions legend. And Nick Sanders has been with Michigan State the last couple of seasons. Just so I have this correct, he's now played 3 years at Michigan State, appeared in 26 total games. And I think he scored a couple different buckets. I think I remember him hitting a jumper at one point last year. He's actually been like a decent bucket getter for a walk on that only goes in at the very end of games. So, anyways, Nick Sanders, this is a huge moment for him. Obviously, congratulations are in store. It was a really cool moment at the camp. Like all things on the internet, this was divisive for some reason. Like you had people just angry about this, that like, why are they giving a scholarship to a walk on? What is Izzo doing? I'll lay out the case for that in a moment, but you sense that I'm annoyed with that. Like, we don't have to be outraged at everything here. What was your reaction to Barry Sanders' son getting a scholarship from Tom Izzo?
I mean, I definitely agree. We don't need to be outraged at everything. I think I'm definitely the type of person that gets outraged at everything, though, which is probably why I like when like Purdue fans or Kentucky fans get upset with me. I kind of just take it on the chin because like I'm that person too, where it's like you talk about my team, I'm gonna be upset. So I get it, but at the same time, like I don't think this is that big of a deal. I think if you're giving away essentially what your last scholarship. So whoever you gave this scholarship wasn't gonna play. I think giving it to a walk-on who's worked hard for 3 years, has 1 year left. It keeps the scholarship open for next offseason, whether that's a high school recruit or a portal guy. I mean, it's Izzo, so probably a high school recruit. But like it keeps the scholarship open. It rewards a guy who's worked hard for it. Undersized point guard, 5'9", I think maybe listed at 5'10", 170. Like that's not your prototypical like Division 1 collegiate athlete body. He's clearly worked hard to get everything that he has. And I think rewarding guys like that is something that I love when college teams do. Um, it's also not a bad thing. Your last scholarship guy got you in the media because it's Barry Sanders' son. Like, I think it's a good PR move if you're Izzo. I think it's a good PR move in-house. I think it's a good PR move out of house. I do understand Michigan State fans are probably frustrated that they didn't get somebody in the portal with this scholarship, though. So I can see both perspectives.
I mean, Izzo can do whatever the hell he wants at Michigan State, and that's what you sign up for when you win at the level Tom Izzo won early in his career and won last year, right? He's in what, year 30, still winning the league by 3 games. Like Izzo can literally do no wrong. He can do whatever he wants. Stop complaining about it. But I think this is how he's used walk-on spots in the past, and I think usually by the end of guys' careers, he rewards them. If you work hard as a walk-on, you end up on scholarship. His son, I don't remember if he ended up on scholarship or not, but like Steven Izzo was a walk-on. We had the Hoiberg son. Step back Jack was what we affectionately called him in our friend group. And like Izzo sort of rewards friends of friends. Barry Sanders is obviously an icon in the state of Michigan, much like Tom Izzo is. I'm sure they cross paths, and I'm sure that's part of how he got here. By all accounts, Nick Sanders has been a great locker room guy and a genuine, awesome person to have around this program. So, again, I have zero issue with this. If I was a kid at this camp, which I was at one point in my life, and I watched Tom Izzo give a scholarship to a 5'10" kid that clearly isn't that great at basketball, it would inspire the hell out of me because it would make me think if I work really hard, maybe Tom Izzo will notice me too in 10 years, right? That's what he's trying to do, and it's special. The only issue here, and I promise you, I'm not saying this, I'm not raising it, I'm not bringing it up to do the outrage thing. I don't feel that way. Maybe if Cart was here, maybe he would. But the only issue that is a little tiny little bit of an issue that I can see and I understand the stance is that this isn't their last scholarship. This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Ooh.
They have 15 scholarships to work with. Dion, by my count, looking at Jim Root's roster sheet, this is their 13th scholarship. They have two spots still open. Do you know who the 12th scholarship was?
Trey Ford.
I don't even know if it's for sure a scholarship, but it went to Denham Wojcik a week ago. The transfer from Harvard. Do you know who Denham Wojcik's dad is?
Woj Narowski.
Doug Wojcik, Michigan State's associate head coach this season.
Yeah.
So it's not just the 15th guy is Nick Sanders, the walk-on getting a scholarship. Nick Sanders is the 13th guy who's a walk-on getting a scholarship. Denham Wojcik, your coach's son, is the 12th guy either getting a scholarship or a roster spot. I think scholarships and roster spots are one and the same in the 15 scholarship era. As far as I know, like if you're going to have guys, they have to be on scholarship at this point. So you used 11 spots out of your 15 allotted spots on real players. You used your 12th on Denham. You used your 13th on Nick Sanders. You haven't used your 14th or 15th yet. It's not that big of a deal, but he's not using the spots. And I can understand why people would be upset about that. But you shouldn't be upset at Nick Sanders for receiving it. You should be upset at the greater picture, which is why don't we have two more impact players before we got to Nick Sanders? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm gonna make an argument for why they don't need the other two roster spots. I think Cohen Carr is gonna be first team All Big Ten next year, and I think there's some
Didn't
element.
Ralph say this yesterday?
Did he?
Why is everyone in our channel saying this? I got so much shit in a Michigan forum. Someone sent that video and was like, Brian Ralph actually believes this. Like, and I don't mean to disrespect Michigan State fans. Believe what you want to believe. But where is this take coming from? Our whole team believes Cohen Carr is one of the five best players in the Big Ten?
I think he's unguardable. Like, I think he's unguardable. Like I've been watching a lot of I've been watching Jace tape because I was getting ready for like all the draft stuff we're doing. The only thing that pops off on Jace tape is Cohen. I'm watching Jace tape and I'm like, yo, 55. No one can stay in front of him. If he learns how to shoot free throws, he will average 30. I'm not sure he's gonna learn how to shoot free throws, so I factored that in. I think he averages like 18 just because he misses 12 free throws every game. But if he learns how, when he goes downhill, it's either a layup, dunk, or a foul. There's no missing that goes on. So I think there's something on the roster to where like everything's gonna be okay already. I also think he's gonna be a lotto pick next year too. But I've been saying that for like a month or so. So I want to get ahead of that before Ralph takes that take. I'm gonna let Ralph have the first team All-American take, and I'm gonna take the Lotto take. But I think Michigan State's gonna be a little bit better than everybody thinks. They Izzo typically does that. It would definitely be nice if Wojcik and Sanders were the 14th and 15th man instead of the 12th and 13th. Do you think there's like members of the Izzo family we don't know about that will take the 14th and 15th spots? Or is
Well,
it going to like Leon?
according to the Jim Root roster sheet, there are two players on the Michigan State roster that are still walk-ons, Brennan and Colin Walton, who are twins from the Lansing area. Yeah, that's got to end up being 14 and 15 here. But like, again, I'm fine with this. But if you just use those two extra spots on like two international lottery tickets, like that Noam Yakov guy that you were supposed to get, and the center that's going to Texas, just lock those guys up. Who cares if they even play? But at least you're trying to get some upside swings with the end of your bench. Because the real critique here is that there is zero upside with Denim Wojcik and Nick Sanders. Great. Awesome teammates. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. You deserve this. You worked your ass off. You're never going to play. You are incapable of providing things that would actually help the team on the court. So that's okay. Every team has those guys, but most teams aren't giving those guys the 12th and 13th spots when you could be getting some German 7'3" guy who might turn into something down the line, you know?
Well, his name is Denim Wojcik, like the jeans.
Correct. Well, it's spelled differently, but yes, denim.
So I will say, and this might make it all worth it. When Denim checks into that last game to do the half court thing, and he kisses the floor and then he walks over to Pops, that's going to be a beautiful moment. And that'll also be the first time I'll see him that season that we see Denim.
Yeah, when he sidesteps LJ Kaysen and whoever else Dusty May sends out to defend tradition or fight tradition. Good Lord, man. Congrats to Nick Sanders. This was a really cool moment. Shout out to Tom Izzo for putting that together.